Okay. Okay. 4 minutes late is not bad. There was a hiccup, but it's fine. Let's see. Hopefully I am properly live this time. Checking. There we go. All right. Cool. So, yeah, only 5 minutes late. That's not bad. I could have been live on time, but I was accidentally signed into a very old Twitch account that I was not expecting. So, here we are. Hello. Okay, so the point of today's stream is that I have some new videos that I want to make about the Pokédex and about certain Pokemon, excuse me, that I am struggling to fully interpret their Pokédex size. You can watch my video when it comes out because I have lots to say on the subject of how to interpret these things and whatnot. But, okay, sorry. I don't stream games very often, and there is lag on my inputs, so we're gonna have to get used to that. Right, so I will be making this video on how there's different ways to interpret the Pokédex entries that they provide in-game, in Pokédex. Like, they give you... I'm gonna move this over here, because there's less stream if I watch over here. Less stream lag. They give you exactly one size, and it is not always clear what dimension of the Pokemon that size is referring to, which makes it hard for me to determine exactly how big they are when I'm making them in 3 dimensions. So, all of that to say, I like to use Pokemon Violet as a tool to see the Pokemon modeled. It's not a perfect system. Like, we do know that not all of the Pokemon are scaled perfectly, particularly the larger ones. So there are some that are too big to reasonably put on the map, and we know those are scaled down. I think they do a pretty good job trying to stay faithful to the relative sizing of models for things that are like your trainer size or smaller. So I trust this to a degree, looking at the models on Pokemon Violet. So we're gonna go and we're gonna hunt down a bunch of the Pokemon that I'm curious about. We're gonna look at them beside my trainer. We're gonna look at them beside each other. And mostly, I am interested today in all of the starters, all of them. And to do that, we need to boost biodiversity, which I've done in half of my biomes, but we're just getting the other half now. Yay. Okay, so there's Litten, and if I had to guess, probably like Charmander. I'm just playing the game. I haven't looked up exactly how all of this works, but I did notice that it says something, right? It'll say like, new Pokemon will appear, including Piplup, and then I went there and there were like Oshawott everywhere. So it definitely increases, other Pokemon too. And I think that this should be pretty much all of the starters, my understanding. It should be just about all the starters once I've increased all of the biomes. Oh, Grookey. Interesting. Okay, cool. Do I have any spare BP to spend on anything fun? Don't really care about remodeling my room. Don't care much about much of this. I mean, whatever the secret boss is, yeah. But I need to figure out how. I don't know, is that like the last thing you can buy? Whatever, that's not the point of today. Today, yeah, so let's just head back and catch some Pokemon. I should double check my decks, because I think I caught all the ones that I can so far. I may have evolved them, so I might not have the basic Pokemon of all the starters anymore. Let's take a look at our decks. Oh yeah, they want me to collect my prizes. Woo! Okay. So all of our starters are at the end. So this is the Grookey, or no, sorry, Sobble. Okay, so Sobble does spawn now, so that's good. That's in Savannah here. I don't have Poplio, Litten, or... Oh, but I have my Decidueye. Cool, cool. And now this one has just started spawning in the canyon. Whoop. Coastal, I would assume. Yep. Cool. And what I really need is... Yeah, nice. Squirtle and Bulbasaur spawn now. Cool. I could, like, keep that map open and really hunt those areas, or I can just start kind of cruising and hoping I see the Pokemon I want. That's how I find them in the first place, right? You just gotta cruise. Of course, my screen is a little bit smaller than I'm used to. Here's what I'll do. Let's put this over here. Expand that. Cool. Yeah, I can see. And we'll head towards Coastal with our eyes peeled for, I already forget what I said spawned in Canyon. Is it Squirtle? Or sorry, yeah, Squirtle was in Canyon, but what I'm looking for, I can't keep track of my thoughts. So, I guess I'll chit-chat a bit about the video I'm planning. I may need to check my notes occasionally to double-check which Pokemon I'm most interested in finding. Oh. Ahoy, Pat. Welcome. We are hunting starter Pokemon in a newly upgraded biome full of biodiversity. Yeah, so I'm trying to put together a video talking about some of the sizes of different Pokemon. And what piqued my interest in the starter types was a friend pointed out to me that Bulbasaur is the biggest of the Kanto starters, which is wild. I don't know, and it was just so unintuitive to me, and it really brought up that idea of, like, how are we measuring them? Because right away we know that Squirtle and Charmander they're biped. They stand on their back feet, and you measure their height, and it's pretty straightforward. So then how does that translate to Bulbasaur as the only one that stands on four legs? Particularly now that I know it's the biggest. And it's always depicted as the shortest, but presumably because it's on... No, that's a Rufflet. Because it's only on four legs, so like maybe we're measuring it by the same standard as the other two. But that's weird, and not usually how the Pokedex would measure a quadruped like that. So yeah, all of this to say, I need to see the three Kanto starters standing side by side. And while I'm at it, I'm going to throw in pretty much every other starter I can find. But I forget what I'm looking for in the canyon. And I'm not even in the canyon, I'm in the savannah. I always get those two mixed up. Okay, everything is in the canyon though. Oh my god, that's gonna be annoying to find. Torchic. Gotta be in a cave. Okay, Mudkip's and Coastal. Oh, I don't have my Superior yet. Interesting. Or my Tepig. I swear I checked the Pokedex and something was in Savannah. Is it? No. Okay, it's Sobble. Sobble is somewhere around here. Let's go. Top right? Where am I on the map? Okay, so the Sobble was like in here, I think. Whee, avoid all the Pokemon. Oh, I hit a Snivy and Fennekin are two starters that I never played with. I'm a water starter kind of gal in pretty much every generation. Admittedly, those were not. Actually, no. I was a chespin in the Fennekin generation. I don't know why, but every now and then I just don't dive with the water starter, I guess. But I know a lot of big things Snivy, and in some ways I think Fennekin was the best starter for Kalos. I do love my Chespin an awful lot, and I think I like Chespin better than Fennekin. But I think having a fire psychic starter was really, really cool. Okay, this might be the swamp I'm looking for. Oh, there. Are you here, little one? That's a Bravo. Okay, I am in the right area. I see it on the map. Just need to see it in the world. And of course, this is a small little Pokemon we're looking for. Oh, Snivy! Pat, when you say you have teams built around them, do you mean like built teams, like strategically? Because I usually keep them in my team, but I've never built a strategic team around. Well, anything. Never mind starters. I don't compete. Quite frankly, I was outclassed just in DLC alone. It was too competitive for me. I should send out better Pokemon for catching things. Can I repeat? Do I have enough Snivy for this? Ooh. I did enjoy playing with the Hisuian Zoroark in the DLC. And I completely forget how I got it. Was it just wild in Kitakami? Was it an event? I don't know, but I had a Zorua. And it was the first time I actually played with it, and I did have a lot of fun. I feel like overall that is, like, that's been the best part of the DLC to me. I know, like, I don't know, I have mixed feelings. A lot of people, I think, have mixed feelings about DLC, and a lot of games are going, like, leaning really heavy into making me pay more later. In general, I don't love having to pay more to continue playing the game or get the content out of it, but they added a lot of content. Like, this DLC was very worth it, in my opinion. I've gotten hours of playtime out of it, and it's been really cool because I'm the kind of person who usually will play through the main campaign of a Pokemon game with a team. Like, I don't mix it up much. I usually pick my Pokemon and I stick with them and ride it out for the whole game. And then that means that there's like 6 Pokemon in an entire generation that I've actually played with. And I will never reset my file. Never ever. That's not who I am. But I did take the chance to switch up my entire team going into each of the DLCs, which was fun. And I definitely played with some Pokemon I wouldn't normally before. It was actually as frustrated as I was at times playing through the Indigo Disc here, because I did lose to a number of trainers a number of times. It took me a few tries to get through the plot. But but it was kind of nice to be challenged for once, in a way. And I had to switch out my party to be more strategic at times. And where is my boy? My boxes are a flipping things out willy-nilly. I need my... well, I call him Such Pump. It's totally slipping my brain. What? Pommy, Pomot, Pomo? Pomot. Pomo? Oh my gosh, which one's the middle one? I want my Pomot, I think. It's somewhere. Don't... here you are. Hello, friend. Doesn't matter. And actually, if I can find my Servine, I should evolve that. It should be in these later boxes. You there. Yes. Cool. Yeah, I'm slowly working through the decks, and I am hunting the Violet Minior, which is not going well. I have just dozens of Minior, and I have not found Violet yet, but we'll get it one of these days. Yeah, Violet I think was an excellent game, and I agree that it was hard to put down my Switch, and a lot of people, again, had a lot of criticism, most of it mostly valid. I do think it is one of the, dare I say, worst produced Pokemon games in just the sense of how poorly optimized it is. It does not run especially well. Are you a Dupider? You are. You're not what I want. But I guess I'll snag a Totodile on. But yeah, it's like I don't really care. If you want to hold a company to a certain high standard, like, you have every right to do so. But I don't really care that it crashed on me maybe twice ever the whole time I was playing through it, and both of those times I was trying to do multiplayer, which, again, yeah, it'd be great if that functionality worked better, but it didn't actually hinder my ability to play the game. Like, it didn't stop me from enjoying the game. Occasionally, I ran into a Pokemon that wasn't loaded, and that was silly. Like, you know, there was nothing that was really strongly impacted my enjoyment. So, when people ask me, I tell them that Pokemon Violet is an excellent game. And that's all I have to say on that. I really didn't think that finding the starters was going to be the hard part of this stream, but here we are. Maybe I will, I'll head to like the canyon where more of them are. Coastal and Canyon have a lot for me to catch at the moment. And then we can, like, just start taking some pictures of some other ones too, because in addition to the starters, I need Magnemite and Magneton side by side. That's a big one. That's like its whole own video. I did get a bunch of pictures of Minior yesterday. I decided to make them my entire party. And so I got some decent pictures of that. But there was one other one, I think. Oh, if I can get Hoppip and Jumpluff together. Are they in this game? I honestly don't remember. But anything in the base game, my Pokédex was complete. We can hunt down whatever we need to do. Alright, Coastal, what have you got for me? I wish I could keep a map open on like the side of the screen. Hello, Greeky. I want it like old-fashioned Wii U times where I could be playing the game and looking at the map without having to flip through menus. That's the dream. What is going on? I feel like, I don't know, it seems crazy to think that they actually would have made any like major patches or adjustments to the game in the past like week, but I could have sworn that I was having an easier time catching. Like I was just throwing quick balls and everything was getting caught instantly. Now I've got 34 levels on this groupie, and a quick ball doesn't work. Are you kidding me? Yeah, getting those counterparts. I am very happy that I have a sister who got Violet. Our entire lives we've been getting the like opposite game to another so we can trade for exclusives. So as soon as we had like beaten the game, we both just went and traded like every Pokemon that we needed to. And like even better actually, it's not just like trading anymore. I thought it was really cool that they introduced it so that you could like you visit their team, right, when you start the Union Circle. And so I was just in a version of the game where the Pokemon I needed spawned, which was so cool to actually be able to catch them myself. I really liked that. But now I am stuck with a lot of trading evolutions. So like not version exclusives, but we're talking about like, well I mean I have like Gengar or Alakazam probably, but all those ones that need to be traded. Actually, I'm gonna see my sister this weekend. I should tell her to bring her Switch. Okay, got my Grookey. Oh, I'm bad at Terra raids. I am afraid to play them with strangers online. Like, people are pretty mean. The number of Reddit posts I've seen just like raging against people who are weighing down their team in Terra raids. Oh, that's not gonna be me. I'm not gonna do that. You guys can have your fun, and I'll just have an excuse day and trade with someone someday. Yeah, the Terra raid, like the events, I think are a little bit intimidating to me. As someone who, again, has like never built a competitive team, doesn't usually train for specific things. When it first started happening too, it's like I hadn't even really grinded any Pokemon up to 100. Even just running around the DLC, I would see a Pokemon like Rhyperior and Electivire, and the ones that I only have up to the second stage, or it's like stage 1 evolution, and I was like, oh cool, I can just do it in a Terra raid. But I tried to do it solo with the comms, and absolutely cannot take down a 5-star Terra raid without a team of real people. But I'm afraid to do it with real people. Chikorita? Hello. Yeah, okay. Using the second Miraidon. That's true, because I have no, like, plans for that. I have my own Miraidon that I'm friends with, that I use for casual stuff, so that would be smart. I can train that. But, like, you still, I feel like, not that I am super knowledgeable, but from what I've picked up, like, talking to other people or reading about it, it seems like a lot of these are intense enough that you really need to build, like, a counter for each Terra. And I don't know if, like, just building my Miraidon, for example, would, like, is that sufficient for most raids? You just have like a super powerhouse. Also, Chikorita is 3 feet tall. Like, this is another one that I really was like, I know the heights of everything that I've ever crocheted. That is like the database in my brain. And from the number of starters that I've done, I just kind of assumed that all of them were 1'4", 1'4", 40 centimeters, or close to it. You know, some of them were... Oh, that's a good one, not a snake. A few of them are only 30 centimeters, some of them are 50 centimeters. Occasionally they go all the way up to 60 centimeters, like whatever. But Bulbasaur was the first one that caught me off guard by being 70 centimeters. Pretty tall for a starter. And so then I started to look through and just like jot down the size of every single starter. And when I saw that Chikorita was 2'11", that's like almost 90 centimeters. That's crazy. And so this is again like the whole point of this stream, to start seeing these Pokemon beside each other, because this is this is the kind of thing that I'll dig into someday. I don't know how long you'll have to wait. Hopefully not more than like a few weeks at most. But I want to make a full YouTube video just kind of breaking down when I start a new project that I want to be life-size and I look at the Pokedex entry, how I start to interpret it. And there's a bit of a flow depending on the type of Pokemon. Like, are they on 2 legs or 4 legs? Are they floating? Are they like a bug, or are they more like a mammal? Like there's kind of different rules, and then it comes down to things like, for Chikorita, if I were to look at that like on its own and try to interpret its height, I would assume that we are measuring from ground to the tip of its head without including the loop. And this is one of the rules that I've established because the majority of Pokemon seem to follow this concept that, like, if they have ears, leaves, fur tufts, like whatever might be on their head, trying to determine whether or not that counts towards their size in the dex often is relevant to how stationary it is. So if it's like a fixed part of their look, so something like Pawmi's fur on top of its head, or Meowth having like short ears that never really move, then usually I would say that counts towards size. If it's something like Pikachu or the evolutions where they wiggle their ears a lot and their ears go down sometimes and then they perk them up sometimes, and something like that, I would say they don't count towards the Pokedex entry. So Chikorita, the way that it flings its leaf around, I would assume it's not part of its height. But then you tell me that it's 3 feet tall, when all the other Pokemon are like under 2 feet tall, and all of a sudden it feels like now the leaf counts. And so I just need to see them side by side. I'm gonna pull out my map again because I'm definitely lost. Oh, okay. Froakie. Froakie is right here. And Poplio! Hello! Okay, so as somebody who has done Terra raids, what is your opinion if I just built something bulky and then cheered the whole battle? Is that useful? Can that like get me through to a victory without pissing people off? So I do think that, like, I've seen some things saying like you can just cheer spam, you can heal, and that is a contribution to the team that is worthwhile. Oh my gosh, 10'10". Holy moly, superior. There's a lot of snake type Pokemon I would like to meet. Also, I was such a fool just now, thinking that I could nuzzle Poplio for the paralysis and not freaking destroy it. That was a foolish move. Okay, so yeah, as long as I don't faint. Fair. Plus, I guess part of it is just how like unstable online is. I would feel bad if I were the person who kept disconnecting or something. I have a lot of connectivity issues on my Switch, and I don't know if a lot of Switches started to have this problem. It is an old console, we all know that. But see, if y'all would just take this, be in the football. That's all I ask for. Because now I don't know how to weaken you. Yeah, so I don't know if it happens to everybody's Switches. The only one that I really have a comparison in my household is that my partner also has a Switch, and his does not seem to be as troubled as mine. But every single time I want to play something online, I pretty much need to reset my whole system. Like hard reset, like hold down the power button to cycle, not just, put it to sleep. Hello, cutie. See, 1'4". That's a normal starter type Pokemon. Does its tail count? Ooh, good question. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. So if I wanted to play something like, I play some Unite, not again like super competitive. I'm gonna catch another one just so we have it, because I need to evolve more and I need to keep one. Yeah, I play Unite for the giggles of it all, and often I'll be playing, and if I play for more than like half an hour or an hour, or certainly if the game, because I don't know what time zone it's in, but not my time zone. So depending, like I can be playing in the evening, and like a new day will start, and if that happens and the game resets, then I need to reset my Switch because I can't connect anymore. And yeah, so it's just really frequent that I have connection issues that can only be solved with resets. And when you do that with a controller, you have to go and pick up the Switch. So I do avoid online when I can. Would you like a life of luxury, Pokemon? I like to offer them this. If they're being pesky and they won't stay in a ball, I'm like, look at the life you could have with them. Don't you want a luxurious home? And like, typically no. They almost never do. Okay, back to netball. My favorite ball. Yeah, I've never once played competitively. The farthest I went was during the X and Y era, when there were some online tournaments. If there was like a gimmicky one, sometimes I would play, because it's not like the meta of the game per se. It's just like usually pretty casual. A lot of people like me who weren't taking it super seriously. They weren't ranked tournaments. Oh my god. It practices day by day. That's so cute. Okay. So yeah, there were a couple that I dabbled in there, and I think there was one that was like a baby cup, and there's one that I definitely remember playing that was an Eevee cup, and that was where I learned to love Sylveon, my bulky hero. Fairy types for the win. And so I did a little bit of like, I can't even say I did any kind of IV breeding. I just bred for nature. That's as far as I went. But that's more than I've ever done in any other situation. I did breed for nature to get the right EVs for this tournament. And that's it. I've never been more competitive than that. But I have started getting kind of into watching competitive again recently. I was, yeah, like just on YouTube, and it auto-played some of Wolfie's videos. Wolfie Glick. Is this a Froakie? This is my Froakie. Who, I assume is like the main guy. If you're watching competitive on YouTube, that's probably who everybody knows. He's the Markiplier of Pokemon. But I really like watching, like learning more about what the current metas are, and having him explain how he built his team, and all the predictions he's doing in his head. Like it's really neat, and I don't think it will ever be for me. That there's too many layers, like 10D chess, trying to go through all these levels of, no, nothing useful to me. Yeah, that's not useful at all. It's just too much to think through. Like, I don't like Pokemon battling. I like catching. I like picnics and photos. I like Pokemon watching. When I was a kid, like, so I was like an original Pokemon kid. I'm a 90s Pokemon kid, and Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master. Misty wanted to be a bike owner. Like, I don't think she ever had major aspirations like some of the others. But she was a gym leader, and she wanted to be a stronger gym leader and train the world's strongest water type team or something. Brock wanted to be a Pokemon breeder, and I thought that was the coolest, which might still be the coolest. I do like the idea of being a Pokemon breeder a lot, or even like a Pokemon professor, like when he went to work with Professor Ivy and he was just like feeding them and taking notes on their nutrition, and like it was all really great. A substitute. Oh man, this is where my ignorance shows. I don't. Can you catch when it's substitute? Like, what happens when you throw a ball? Okay, it's normal. Cool. But then when I watched. The second season was the Orange Islands, and that was when they ditched Brock with Professor Ivy, and they met a new friend, and they had Tracy. And Tracy was a Pokemon watcher. That was his title. Which was so good. He was basically an artist. And he would sketch Pokemon. And he called himself a Pokemon watcher. And so he would, like, you know, yeah, he would learn behavioral stuff, I guess. And mostly, yeah, he would look and he would sketch. And so I think, although yes, I am aware that this entire universe is fiction and we are all just video gamers, because I want to pretend I live in the Pokemon world, I would identify as like a Pokemon watcher. Because this is what I do, is I come and I try and get the best references, and I look at them, and then I don't sketch them, I crochet them, but it's still like, it's just being an artist, right? I was gonna check my decks again. So maybe I'll start going, like, at least generation by generation. So I have Charmander. I still need Squirtle and Bulbasaur. And Bulbasaur, as I said, was like one of the main points of today. It is in the coastal, so let's just keep looking in that bottom corner. I need to be down. Oh yeah, okay, like in the mountainy stuff. Why don't we fly there? That's sweet. I also started Pokemon before I could understand what was happening. So I got Pokemon Yellow when I was 4, I think, when it came out. Hey, what Corridos do I have? And all I remember, the first time I tried to play through, I don't even remember where I got it. All I know is that I had a Nidoking that was traded to me. And again, like, we're talking about literally, like, the year 2000. Where did I get a traded Pokemon? You needed wires to do that. Like, but somehow I had a Nidoking that was a way higher level than I could control. Because I just started playing, and all I knew as a kid was like, look at it, it's so big and strong. And so it was the only one I used. And it did not listen to a darn word I said. I could command anything and it would ignore me. And it would just loaf around in every battle, but it also wouldn't be taken down because it was so over-leveled. And that's pretty much all I remember about my first time playing Pokemon Yellow. And then eventually I started to understand what was happening, and it got much more fun. Bulbasaur! No matter what, I'm going to start by throwing a single quick ball at anything. That's always the move. Okay, now do I have a Charmander? Or did I evolve them all? That's the next question. And also we're going to go hunt down a Squirtle next. You go to the box so you don't level up until I've taken my photos. Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight to the canyon. The canyon is the name of the area you would find Squirtle and Pokemon Snap as well. I am not a big fan of Nidoking. I think I played through with a Nidoqueen once when I was older. But I am absolutely a I like cute Pokemon kind of person for the most part. So pretty much any like fighting type, I'm usually not a fan. Not exclusively. Some of them are cute, some of them are Riolu, but yeah, any Pokemon that looks like tough and cool is usually not my favorite. And if they're not my favorite, they're probably not on my team. The main exceptions being like box legendaries. Because those are the good kind of cool. Alright. Ooh, I found a Turtwig. That was immediate and accidental. Let's go! Oh, and also Scyther. Scyther and Scizor are arguably not cute. They're just very cool. And they are some of my all-time favorite Pokemon.
Please don't die from this.
You resist it. Excellent. Yeah, those are like the only cool Pokemon I like. Sometimes I like weird Pokemon. Like, that can be the quality in them that I find endearing. But yeah, I did do a big live stream last year trying to pick out my favorite Pokemon. And a lot of them were basic Pokemon because those are the cutest. Which is a shame. There are a lot of particularly starter Pokemon that I like a lot. That I like so much less when they evolve. Dang it, Turtwig, you're being a butt. Let me own you. It'll be fun. I'll make you sandwiches. Pokeballs I've used in this DLC. Going and buying them by the hundreds. It's a good thing people leave treasure all over the ground. Wow. What would you like from me? What can I do to convince you? Do you want... What do you do? Hey, new subscriber! Hello, Lacey! And even more exciting, I shouldn't say that, I'm excited you're here, but perhaps more exciting is that my notification worked! I got that figured out, heck yeah! Why not try this game? Yeah, I have not done a lot of live streams in my time yet, but I enjoy them, and I am learning more and more all the time. Like, my chat is on screen, the subscriber notification is on screen. This is a good day. Okay, Turtwig, you're making it a worse day. Come on, man. Now I can start getting custom with my notifications. Yeah, the Fennekin line was legit, and the whole, like, fantasy theming that I don't know if that was ever confirmed or just like a fan theory, but the idea that, what was it? So we had Delphox was a mage, and Chestnut was a paladin, and then Greninja obviously being like a rogue. Was cool. Like, that was one of my favorite themes of starters that I've ever heard people talk about. And undoubtedly, like, without a second thought, I can tell you, mage is best class, in my opinion. Which means, yeah, that's Delphox. Delphox is a mage. Oh, what color is this Minior? I bet it's not violet, but I have to check. That's amazing that a career site would just tell you to be a magician. I love that. I love that so much. Mine told me to be a taxidermist. I think they missed the point when I, answered the questions that I like animals. Taxidermy is not the path. I should go with magician though. I don't have the patience to build up that skill. Like, sleight of hand and stuff just takes so much regimented practice, and I think people are incredible for doing it, and I think I don't have what it takes, and I just walked into a Litten, face first into a Litten. I'll take it. I do know a lot of jugglers though, like a lot. And a number of them do dabble in, like, I don't know if I've ever seen magic really at a show, but they do, like, kind of do busking stuff often. So you see some kind of those types of tricks. Like sword swallowing, I've definitely. Which I don't know if that's still considered much like a magic, but that's like, model is such a bizarre thing to put on an aptitude test. Like, what is aptitude for being a model? That's weird. Unless you had to submit a picture, which is also weird. Okay, you're a cat. You want a life of luxury. Okay, so right now we are hunting down all of the starters that I don't have caught yet. So at the very start of stream, I upgraded my biomes so that we would have more biodiversity. And I'm just trying to catch a bunch of the starters that I didn't have yet. So right now, we're looking for Squirtle, so we can at least go generation by generation. I have my Bulbasaur and Charmander, but in looking for Squirtle, I bumped into both Turtwig and Litten. They're kind of being butts about being caught, but that's why we nuzzle them. That was close. So yeah, after this, hopefully we go find the Squirtle, and then we start playing with, oh my god! Friggin' Litten, you just had to hit yourself. That's frustrating. Well now I want to find another one before I walk away. Litten, are you up here? There's like tons of Turtwig now. I'm not falling for you, Minior. I'm not doing it. Okay, well. There's bound to be more somewhere else. See, here's the thing. I don't like Incineroar. Incineroar took the cutest little starter we ever had and made it kind of creepy. But I do have respect for the competitive game it can play. I finally understand the depth of its excellence. Because yeah, I was mentioning earlier that I've started watching some competitive streams, even though I don't play competitive. And there's always an Incineroar there. Always, always. But for today's purposes specifically, I want the Litten, because I want to just compare the sizes of the starters. Joining. You know, I don't think that I can support that, like, with my Switch. I have some really bad connectivity issues. And I think it would be a lot of fun to actually have viewers join the stream someday, but I think it would be a lot of disconnecting and crashing. Because my Switch is terrible at making friends. And yeah, I'm just here for taking pictures of my Pokemon, and I just don't really think I want to deal with troubleshooting that much today. Sorry, friend. You are a Squirtle. Drayton was hardcore. Oh my god. Drayton's the dragon trainer, right? Am I getting that? Yeah. That was wild. I took so many tries on that, and eventually, like, basically revive stalled him. Okay, so I need to be South Biome. Yeah, I had to just start revive stalling while, like, because every single Pokemon on his team. Spoilers if you haven't fought Drayton yet. But every single Pokemon on his team knew Earthquake. And I was so mad. I was like, what can I possibly fight a dragon with that's not going to be weak to Earthquake? But fortunately, a lot of the Pokemon on his team, like, were getting friendly fired by the Earthquake. So that's how I was able to stall. And then I think, yeah, like, I had Toxic on my team. But that one, yeah, that one was rough. And that was one of the times that I actually had to reflect on my own habits and change my team for the betterment of the strategy. Which I believe that was the fight that led me to training Sandslash. An Alolan Sand Slash. Oh my gosh, stop KOing yourselves, guys. I just want to be friends. And you know what? I really like Alolan Sandslash now. Like, I always kind of liked it, because Sandshrew, Sandslash are higher on my list of favorite Pokemon. But taking the time to actually train one, big fan. And like, I definitely slept on the typing a bit. Like, I think of it as an ice type. In my brain, it's just an ice type. But playing with it and realizing that you have the coverage of a steel type, oh, that was fun. That was cool. I love me some bulky Pokemon. Okay, fire pig. But if you were a Squirtle is the thing. So I guess I should look for... Is that water? No. Yes. That's water. If I were a Squirtle, I would be in the water. Aha! See? See? I know how Squirtle thinks. Hello, little one. I'm not gonna nuzzle you because you would die. So if you could just be adult and stay in this quick one. Okay. Well. Now what's the plan? What do I even do now? Netball? Dive ball? Are we in the water right now? I think we're in the water. Squirtle thinks we're in the water. That horsey was swimming. Alright! Dive ball is maybe the prettiest of all the Pokeballs. Tiny turtle Pokemon gets me every time. It's so cute. So cute of a name. How do you have the patience to catch things in regular Pokeballs? They don't work! Not at this level. Okay, so... Can you go picnic in the water? Probably not, right? Let's get out. Oh, actually, do I have a Charmander? Or do I only have a Charizard? I think I might have hatched a Charmander. We'll check. Charmander. Ooh, I don't. Okay. Look for one, or do I just make an egg? I think I'm just gonna make an egg real quick. Charizard. I went too far. You there. Which of these do I care? We'll leave Chikorita in the party because it's an interesting one. And get me my Ditto. See, I have an egg and no recollection of what's in it. No clue. Picnic! Okay, no, we can't have a picnic anymore. I'm looking at the Squirtle. And part of today will be figuring out exactly how tall my trainer is. Because the last time I was looking at photos like this, I was standing next to a Pokemon that I'm pretty confident I know the height of, like in terms of how to measure it. And it looked to me like my trainer was like 5'7", which coincidentally is my height. And then I started getting suspicious of how did they know my height? Or is every trainer that size? But that's pretty tall for a child. But I was that height by the time I was, like, if we assume my trainer is, like, even 12 or 13 or something. Okay, see, what is going on? Immediate questions. Chikorita, wake up! You are too short for this. But look at Bulbasaur. That is never how they're shown. Like not in the anime, not in official artwork. Look at how tall Bulbasaur is beside Squirtle. It's so big. And Chikorita is like the size you would think it is. So they must count that entire leaf. Okay, Charizard, come back here, because you're 5'7". So how tall am I next to Charizard? Not as tall. Stop flying around, you maniac. But very close to it. You don't like it when I stand on you. Oh, are we the same height? Oh my gosh. Oh my god, you curled up like a dang kitten. This game has given us so much. People who hate on this game don't appreciate the amount of character it gave us for all of these Pokemon. But that's wild. So yeah, I'm like maybe not 5'7", but like 5'5" at least, right? Like that's a pretty tall. Cool. Okay. So like here we have. I wish I had a way to make them stand still a little better. If anybody watching right now knows a way to actually like, I don't know, like herd or corral your Pokemon in any amount, you have my full attention. Hello, Froggy Draws. Welcome to stream. You have gotten to the chaos section of trying to get Pokemon to stand beside each other. Oh my god. So the thing about Chikorita, like look at that. It's shorter than a Squirtle to the top of its head. So if Squirtle is 50 centimeters, which is... There is a way? Okay, so the one thing I know I could do is do the thing where I be the Pokemon, right? I could go and I could be like a Squirtle, and then I could run around, and presumably I could run around up to like other wild Pokemon. I just have to find the Pokemon that I'm interested in the wild as a Squirtle, which means that I can't fly. Right, so I should be making an egg sandwich. I always forget what has egg powder. And this is another thing that I don't think exists, so if it does, somebody should tell me right now. But I sure do wish... I know I can favorite sandwiches, but I can't believe that there isn't a way to, like, sort by power. Isn't that wild? Like, shouldn't there be a show me everything that has egg power filter? Like, egg power 1 is probably enough. That's fine. Let's have some tofu. I like tofu. Oh my god, this is so much tofu. Maybe I can look it up real quick. It might be worth my time. So every single time I make a sandwich, I think to myself, man, I want to make this, like for real, and see how it tastes. Which, this is outrageous. This is like a tofu avocado. It's almost like a sushi on bread, like deconstructed. I guess not that you have tofu in sushi, but just a pile of rice on one side. These sandwiches are the most ridiculous thing to come out of this game, and I love it so much. And a friend of mine, Cupcake Dex, who is well worth checking out if you've never heard of her. She makes tons of, like, she bakes primarily. Cupcakes was the start of her channel. And she was making the whole Pokedex, like the, what is it, the like Pokemon Shuffle, I think, art in buttercream on cupcakes, trying to get through the whole decks. And, like, it was very cute, but now she makes all kinds of stuff. And there was a stream, probably like a couple years back now, where she made some sandwiches from Pokemon Violet on stream and ate them, I believe. And I think about that so often, and I missed that stream. And I think I need to see if I can hunt down a VOD or something, because I have to know. And someday I will do it myself. Yeah, Shuffle was a really good game. It was a fun game. And I had a friend who was so intense. There was, I don't even remember the circumstances. It was like, he had to go on vacation or something. It was like a work trip, but there was a special event happening in-game. Oh my god, look at Squirtle. Can you see that? Can you see how he just flunked out there? But yeah, he was on like a work trip or something, and he wasn't able to play during the specific hours of this event. And so he asked if I would play it for him, which of course I said, sure. I know this game and how to play it, and I would have fun doing that. And then he wrote out an entire guide, because it was a really hard event. Like, it was a challenging one to actually pass and get the rewards and stuff. So he wrote out like a step-by-step guide of which Pokemon to bring and which moves did what and what kind of strategy I should be using. Oh, okay, perfect. That's the shot I wanted. Level it out. Okay, yes. Working. Do you see how giant Bulbasaur is? This is wild! And this is everything I was hoping to get out of this stream. This is all I've ever wanted. Now I just need a Charmander. And nothing. Well, that's weird. Maybe I did need egg power too. What do I need to... Someone to bath? Hello, Bulbasaur. So maybe my theory going into this is that, like, I was thinking that Bulbasaur was likely measured from the ground to the tip of its bulb, because that's the most, like, height kind of measurement I could think of, short of standing it up on two legs, which I thought was stupid. And now, seeing it beside Squirtle, bigger than I ever would have expected. I think that might be accurate. I think that might be exactly how Bulbasaur is measured. You're so cute, Squirtle. One of the best Pokemon of all time. How about now? Yay! Yay! Okay, what are the odds that either of these are the egg I want? Okay, let me check my notes real quick. Maybe I'll pull out the Magnemite and Magneton. Oh, and looking at Minior beside Magnemite. That was another one I had written down because they're the same size by Pokedex. Okay, so we're done picnicking. We'll swap out some Pokemon. We'll run around those eggs. Okay, I'm gonna start making like a starter Pokemon box so I can find them easily when I need them. Boop. Boop. Okay, we'll do Johto, and then we'll do Lodan, because we don't rope for every generation. Okay, so let's do Magnemite. Got a couple of these, good, good. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. And then we'll grab any Minior, should be fine. Although I will say, when I had a party of 6 Minior out, because that's fun, because they're a rainbow, and they did look like they were different sizes, which I know they can be to some extent, right? Do we have XS and XL in Violet? Is that a thing? Doesn't seem to list it anywhere, but like I'm sure there's just a bit of variation. And we'll also search Magneton, not P, I wanted M. Magneton. Dang it! I need to start using the D-pad and not the stick. There we go. I'm sorry. Ooh, we got a little blip there. I'm so sorry, I didn't look at chat in time, and now I've completely forgotten what I said. So, a lot of, I think a lot of fully evolved starter Pokemon are basically person height. And there's of course a variation of what person height means, like there's a big range there, but they all fit somewhere broadly. Okay, so if I just level you up. Yeah. Cool. Did I do it? I did it! No, okay, we're good. Sorry, I got a notification that YouTube might not have been streaming anymore. But I think it's okay. Hopefully everyone's stream is looking okay. I also really like the addition of ask for advice, because a lot of times it's like this. I'm filling up my decks, or I want to look at a Pokemon and I really don't care what its moveset is. I think it's so nice that I get to ask it what it wants to know. I mean, 4'11" is still pretty close to person height. I know people that size. Usually not full-grown adults, but sometimes. So let's just hop on. Actually, I wonder if there's something else I should be hunting while I hatch my eggs. Okay. Whatever. Who else was in the canyon? Did I catch a Tepig successfully? I think I did. But the Litten I didn't. Yeah, a lot of these, like, snake Pokemon are absolutely wild. How long they are. I mean, starting with, you know, even just, like, Dratini Dragonair also being... I think Dragonair is, like, 8 feet? 9? Arbok is, like, 12, I want to say. Like, it's not a really big one. I mean, the silliest thing is that Dratini can be 6, and Dragonair can be 8, and then Dragonair's back down to, like, 6 again. Melodic is another one that I would love to make one of these days. It's another one I think in that, like, 10 to 12 range. I've been tasked to make a Rayquaza one of these days, which is 25? Actually, it might only be, like, it's gotta be longer than 16, right? I get mixed up between Rayquaza and Mega Rayquaza sometimes, but it's gotta be longer than 16. Yeah. Oh, see, there's a Magneton. Look at that. Yeah, it was one of the first ones that, like, ever really caught me off guard. Out of any Pokedex entry, like, that was one of the first ones that I ever paid enough attention to be stunned by. and it's so funny because it looks massive. And then you look at a reference picture of it and you're like, it doesn't look that big. But then if you make a point of posing it with your trainer, like the same way that I can hold it in real life, and you're like, you know, the proportions check out. What do you know? It just doesn't look that big on screen. It's a very interesting phenomenon. Hello, Squirtle. Where are your friends? I don't remember what I'm still missing, so we need the lid that ran away, of course. I didn't end up finding the Sobble yet. Torchic, of course, is going to be really careful. Hidden somewhere very remote from the looks of it. Oh, and Mudkip. There was a Mudkip somewhere. Feels kind of canyon to me.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it's just normal. Yeah,
Yeah, Heliolisk and Gastrodon is one that I always thought was shockingly small. Maybe I can grab some pictures of a Gastrodon too, because that's another one that I would love to make. Alright, eggs. Come on. Go ahead and hatch. Look at all the babies. Oh. Thought I ran into something and it shows eggs. Should I check my map again? So many Scrappies. Wait, Scraggy? Many. What are you? Another Tepe. Maybe I should go back to where I saw that lid. Look at Rhydon Island. Just because it's so exciting. Look at that. Look at that Rhydon. Just living its life there. I've never disturbed it. And it goes on living its life. Oh, I found a horsey. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. I'm using a Charizard. Why? Didn't I run from you? Couldn't get away from a horsey? Fly away. This is so silly. Is this the clip where I saw the lid? I go all the way up. Oh my god, grab on. Oh, I can't because it's the end of the rope. My bad. There are a lot of music in this DLC that I haven't really listened to much of.
What are you? Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot really good going on. Like I did quite like Teal Mask. There's definitely some good stuff going on. there were some elements of plot that bothered me, but I didn't like to the comics. I think it was good, and it was fun to have, you know, the new Pokemon added and to explore the area and to get a good feel of that map. But gotta say, this terrarium is so flipping cool. Like, I have loved playing Indigo Disc. I don't know, there's just like, it's such a beautiful map, and there's so much going on, and I love me some biome shenanigans. Like, being able to cross into different climates is always awesome. And you can just go wherever you want, and I feel like I'm always seeing new stuff. Like, no matter how long I've been playing here, it just seems like I'll be hunting something down, and I'll fly to that area of the map and be like, I have not seen this before. How have I been playing for, I don't even know, like 30 hours in this DLC maybe? How have I been playing for that long, and I've still never made it to this corner of the map? Hey guys, sorry to break up the party. How have I not hatched my eggs yet? They are in my party, aren't they? Oh my god, they're not in my party. That's why they haven't hatched. Why didn't anyone tell me? Where did they go is the question. So I probably had gaps. Yeah, that's gotta be them. Here, we'll replace Charizard just for now. The Chargestone Cavern is everywhere. That's all I have to say about that. Like, I just, every time I got lost in a cave, it's like, oh, wait, it's the Chargestone Cavern again. Okay, I will check the map, actually. Wait, Chespin? Chespin right where I am? No way. The one thing that I do wish there was like a little bit of maybe depth in the map. Like, again, unless I'm missing something. It was slightly frustrating the number of times that I was trying to navigate to like a mass outbreak or something. And it turned out it was inside a cave system. So when I got there, it wasn't there because it was inside the mountain. Then I had to try and find an entrance to the cave, but then I had to find within the cave system. Like, you know what would be really sick is if we could get a cave map. Like a map of the entire underground system. That would be so cool. And I could get it, like if that's something that you could buy with your BP. Is that what it's called? The BB keys? Like how we upgraded the biomes. If I could purchase a map of the underground cave system, that would be the coolest. Oh, I would be. Okay, how do I catch a Litten? None of these are good options. Sometimes I just throw a jump ball and see what happens. Because the game loves to troll me like that. And also, I don't keep up with events super well. So when I say this, I genuinely, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my Master Ball. Like, I don't know what 3 different Pokemon I'm gonna need my Master Balls for. If that makes sense. Like, are there roamers that I need to worry about at some point? Because that's the main one that I think I've used Master Balls on in the past. Like, when I was younger, I would often use them on the box legendary or something because it felt exciting. But, like, actually, what am I using them for? Because at this point, like, high-key, I think I might use one on Violet Manure, which sounds so stupid. But for a Pokemon that I've been hunting for this long that knows explosion. If I see one, I might straight up use a Master Ball. Okay, so we were promised chest pins somewhere, but I want to have a pick. So we're just gonna slide on down the mountain. Which is also so fun, by the way. Love the lack of fall damage, but how often you don't love this stuff. Just gonna go have my picnic. So I can look at... Oh shoot, one of my Pokemon was killed. No, okay, none of the important ones. Okay, you two. Side by side. Ah. Stay still. Magnemite, go see your friend. And now they're both friends. Okay, no, stay still, stay still. You're asleep, you crazy magnet. Okay, so a picture of me beside Magneton. That'll be worth something. So for those curious about this obsession in particular, I'd say, in my opinion, this is an evolutionary line that makes no sense in terms of sizing. So Magnemite over here is a 30 centimeter Pokemon. You put 3 of them together, you get a 90 centimeter Pokemon. Which may sound like basic math. Simple multiplication. But these are not stacked in a line. Like, and so... so I'm trying to figure out how we added them. Like, it... You ask me, there is no way for that to make sense. Unless they are actually different sizes. Like, in terms of the actual, like, the orbs. The spherical centers have to be different sizes. But they don't look like different sizes. I'm gonna wash them just to wake them up. You're welcome. Be clean. Now let's go find your child. You know what? Maybe I'll take a quick picture here too, just for like a really good dead-on reference. If I need to measure, like sometimes I'll literally measure on screen just to get the ratios are different, like how wide is its wingspan compared to its diameter, like that kind of stuff. And also Minior and Magnemite. No, come back! Oh, we were so close. Come back, yeah. Stay. If I talk to you, do you slow down? Okay, no, up. Okay, maybe they are different sizes. What do we think? I think maybe they are. Which is fine. Like, there's always going to be a disconnect of, like, same thing with Diglett and Dugtrio. They had this weird thing in Gen 1 where they were like, yeah, and then you put 3 of them together and they're a new thing, but they're just 3 of the same thing, but they're a new thing. So I'm just like, okay, sure. And so this is another case where it's like, if it evolved, yeah, maybe they just grew. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Except for the sheer fact that they said it's literally 3 Magnemites. That's the only reason I would have a problem with it. But that's fine, that's why we do our research. In fact, let's get a good still shot. Okay, Magneton. We'll wash you again so you can get a nice picture. Would it be the bottom of their magnet? I think it might be the bottom of the magnet to the top of, like, the top one's screw. I think that might be the 90 centimeters. I think that might be what we're measuring. Okay, if we can just get a nice shot of Magneton and Minior side by side. Thank you, Minior. What a bro! You want to wake up, buddy? Yeah, I think that checks out. So Magnemite. Let's walk through all of this, because this is something that I did a while ago, like a long time back. I tried to get references of specifically Magnemite, because I was trying to figure it out. It didn't make sense to me. And so Magnemite is measured 30 centimeters in the Pokedex from the bottom of like the base of the sphere to the top of the screw. That's the 30 centimeters. And Minior, I believe we've agreed, is just the inside. So like this. Or sorry, no. Wait, am I getting this backwards? The spikes count towards its height. The like all the prongs is what we agreed on as a team when I asked on Instagram. Which I might, but does that check out the side of Magnemite? I don't know. Does it? Does it? Maybe it does. Angles are hard. Okay. Well, you know, we've gotten some decent stuff to play with here. Good photos of the individual Pokemon at the very least. Some decent shots of them beside me, which is always useful now that we know approximate height. You two, like, you're so close. You're so close to being in the perfect spots. Come on, Minior, over here! Over here! This way! Yoo-hoo! Oh yeah, forgot, I still have a basket. Okay, well maybe this is fine for now. And I can leave them in my party too, and the next picnic, perhaps. So let's hatch those eggs. Let's get that Charmander. Oh yeah, another funny one that I've written down as my notes is Infernape. Infernape is only 3'11", which is unacceptable to me. That is too short. When Empoleon is, I think that's another 5'3" Pokemon. And Turtwig, I'm really, Torterra I'm not sure about, but being another case of like the grass starter being the one that's a turtle that's on 4 legs kind of thing, like it could be anything measured in any way and I wouldn't be super shocked. But Infernape and Empoleon being the two bipeds. And you're telling me that Empoleon is 1.5 feet taller? That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Alright, is there anything fun down here? What am I even looking for? Oh, we're back at Rhydon Cave. Maybe I'll throw back to the Savannah. Oh yeah, where were those chestpins? Where were those chestpins I was supposed to be able to see? Oh, Geodude. No, I'd rather run. Yay! You know, I did wrong by my Torterra. I basically turned it into my HM slave by the end of the game. It was never my plan. That's just how it ended up. but it did know earthquake. It was, what was it? It was like strength, rock climb, rock smash, earthquake. Which is kind of funny. Oh, it's inside the cavern. That makes sense. This is what I was complaining about while I was on that mountain. Was like, sometimes it's not where you think it is because it's inside the cave. Chessman just didn't strike me as a cave dweller. But yeah, I should check there. And is it Charmander? Yay! Okay, sweet. I don't even need that other egg. Other egg. Oh, okay. There's no rule about, like, baby Pokemon can't have eggs, is there? Is it just a coincidence that only Charizard laid eggs? Yeah, Cyndaquil I just stumbled upon. I was like, what? What are you doing here, child? Don't you know it's cold? Okay, so let's do a quick picnic with Charmander now. So you see if we can get all three. You can stay in this box. No, you can stay in this box because we may need to breed again. Yeah, okay, I can. And then we still have Mini or Magnemite Magneton in case they feel like lining up nice for us. Picnic! Oh, right. That's really annoying to me. I sure wish that if I was having a picnic, if I was on Miraidon and tried to throw a picnic, that they would just take me off Miraidon. I don't understand why this has to be a big old deal. I have to press plus. But anywho, okay, so, my children. My children, what? No way. Why is this Charmander so small? Charmander, you're too small. Is this a small Charmander? You have to be taller than Squirtle. It's your one job in life. Okay. Oh, ah. You two are being awfully close. Okay, I can use that photo. This is useful. But yes, you, little one. I might have to pull out my other Charmander just to be sure. But you can't be Squirtle sized. Like, I'm not wrong, am I? Charmander's supposed to be 60 centimeters. Squirtle 50, Charmander 60, Bulbasaur 70. Yeah, that is correct. So... Come here, Charmander! Come here! Is it because you're so small? Is it because you just hatched? I should not have set up a picnic in the tall grass. That was dumb. I'm gonna throw a ball over here and see if come play. Come play, Charmander. You're so small. Oh snap! Is there really? Oh, I want the thing that will tell me if the Pokemon is small or large. That's amazing! It should really be in their summary, in my opinion. And like maybe it is. Maybe it is if they are, and there's just nothing to indicate their normal size. If they're normal size, that's not unreasonable. But I was looking at summaries, and there's nothing here that says size. So there's a thing in the league room. So like I buy it from the PC with my points, like that kind of a thing.
I might need to go do that like right now.
That's so relevant to everything I do.
Okay, that picture is not zoomed in, but I can zoom crop because Minior and Magnemite were very lined up.
Just like, oh, I missed it. I wonder if I should pull up my camera cam. Hello. Boop. Would you like to stand beside another Pokemon? Would you like to line your stuff? Would you like to go stand beside another Pokemon? Okay, oh no, Squirrel, you were on the right, you were almost there. Oh man, that is such a Pokemon Snap photo. Look at that little baby. He is too small. Okay, I'm gonna get the other Charmander out, just for curiosity's sake. And then we're going to go and check. Oh, you know what? I have not been doing my BBQs at all this stream. And I just spent all my BP on the biome upgrades. Sorry, my brain froze there. Actually, I'm satisfied with the Magnemite stuff. Let's bring out both Charmanders and put them side by side. I was planning to stream until about 1 o'clock today, so we are getting close to the end of where I'm going to need to call it. But obviously, there's lots left to do. This one does look bigger. For sure, I think this one looks bigger. Isn't that crazy? This is so cute. Oh my god. So what I'll probably do is stream again. Maybe. Oh, it's Go Fest this weekend, so maybe not Sunday. That looks more normal. You're just a tiny little baby. Do you know that? Do you know that? But yeah, like next week, I'll come back and I'll do some of the next generations. And in the meantime, I will grind up some BP, and I will find that item. Okay, yeah, that's legit. And you know what? So I was saying kind of right at the very beginning of the stream, I don't know if anyone's really here yet, but there's like some amount of criticism that the size accuracy in this game is flawed. Which is totally fair. Like, they don't always... Like, it's not perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm sure it was not their #1 priority. And the thing is primarily the fact that some Pokemon are just too big for it to be realistic at all. There's no way that they could put a properly sized... What are my challenges? Catch a fairy. Oh, did you know the Geodude counts as in flight? So silly. Yeah, there's no way that you could put, like, Dondozo, for example, is like 30 feet long or something. It's huge. So if you wanted to have, like, a scaled Dondozo, like, that would just look ridiculous. It wouldn't fit on the screen. It would block your view of playing. Like, of course they have to scale down some of the bigger Pokemon. But to my knowledge, to my, like, experience looking at it at least, any Pokemon that are your trainer's size or smaller, or like even a little bit bigger, there's definitely some I took a really good photo of overworld. That's what it's called. Which is, I think, 8 feet tall. And that's good. Like, it looks pretty scaled still. It's just some of the really big ones that we know are off. So I take this as a pretty strong reference when we're talking about something like the starters here. And it's really cool to me to be able to see that when I line up Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, they are exactly correct. They are exactly how you would expect, based on the Pokedex, to a T. Despite the fact that they were never shown that way in the anime, despite the fact that they were never drawn that way, they're on it. I'm so proud of this game for being on it like that. Pokemon has not got the best reputation for being consistent and accurate, but I think they're on a strong path now. Yeah, pretty much anything that floats. There's a lot of, like, getting a Pokemon in flight is one of the easiest ones, because it is funny how much they count. Anything floating. So yeah, Milcery I've definitely done a bunch. And same with, like, Solosis and Duosion, which are in the same area. Geodude's an easy one. I guess I should sneak up. Oh, here. I know. I'll sneak up on a Magby. Because I think my Squirtle can take on a Magby. Or a Litleo. Whatever's sleeping over here. Oh, Fennekin. Wait, do I have a Fennekin? Oh no, right. Did I catch the Fennekin at the beginning of this stream? I truly don't remember. Maybe I did. Because we were talking about about Fennekin. So strong. Get him. Yeah. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Charmeleon, anyone? Wow, I might actually stop an evolution for the first time in a long time. Good for you, Charmander. You don't get Dragon Breath. Okay, this one can evolve so that we have a Charmeleon on hand. Maybe that'll be fun. Maybe next I'll do Charmeleon Wartortle Ivysaur. I don't know. Sorry, buddy. Can I not? Is it not? Okay, there we go. Sorry. God, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was sneaking up on something. That was the point. Oh my god. So many TMs. So many flippin' TMs that I've had to make. That's my least favorite BDQ. Like, not like it isn't hard, not like I don't have endless resources to make TMs out of. Like, I don't care. They just make me fly back to the center so often. Actually, I don't want to fight you. I should get the Charmander. Oh, I should get the Charmander. Party. And make a mini sandwich. So do I have... We've got Chikorita. Do I have Totodile? And Cyndaquil. I think I caught Cyndaquil. These are not in order because I didn't do Bulbasaur first. But I just caught a Totodile. pretty sure. Do I not have Cyndaquil? Oh. Here's my Piplup. Oh, the Totodile escaped me. Well, dang. Okay, so I can't do Johto yet. We'll do that next stream. Yeah, Bulbasaur was the one that I really wanted to see today, along with the Magnemite and Magneton. I'm happy to have the picture of me with Charizard to know that I am like pretty accurate on my height. That's cool. Chikorita was the next really weird one. Everything else I'm not too concerned about. Like, there's a few Pokemon, like even Popplio. Like, I'd be curious to see Popplio lined up beside Litten and Rowlet, to know, like, are we measuring it more like a serpent, where, like, all the way to the tip of its tail would count? Or does its tail not count? Like, a lot of other Pokemon's tails don't count, but when you're what is it, like an otter? No, a seal? Whatever. When you're sea lion, that's what they call it. When you're a sea lion like that, where does your tail begin and your body end, right? So maybe it would count. So yeah, like things like that. We'll line Popplio up with some other Pokemon and try and suss that out a little bit. But for the most part, I think a lot of the other starters are pretty self-explanatory. Though I am curious if, like, Scorbunny's ears count. So yeah, we'll play around with more starters once I catch more starters. Other than that, I think I'll check that I got everything I needed. You know what, really quickly, maybe I'm gonna whip out Beldum, Metang, and Metagross. Because that is one other one that's weird. And I think I understand it. I think I know how to measure them. Please tell me I have a Metang. That's the one I'm most interested in. I think I do, because I think I caught a Terra. Please? Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Abercrombie. You are tuning in right towards the end of stream. We've only got a couple minutes left before I actually need to be heading out, but we are going to be doing a size test of Metang. Metang is a weirdly measured Pokemon, in my opinion. And also, I want to double check. I don't know which one I let evolve, but I want to see if either of these have an indicator of being extra small. Or where that might even be. Like, I see nothing. So, what about this one? Yeah, I see nothing to indicate either of these Pokemon are extra small, despite one of them definitely being smaller than the other. So maybe I need that item before it'll even tell me anywhere. It's a secret until I buy the item. But let's have a picnic. Am I on too much of a slant? Yeah. So Metang is another interesting one, in my opinion, because it also breaks some of the, I guess calling them rules is already a little bit of a mistake. There's no rules. There's too many exceptions to the rules to even call them rules. But Metang is, what, is something like 3 feet-ish in Pokedex height. And this is another one. So I was touching earlier on the idea of there are certain kind of like kind of like rules that I tend to go by when I am looking at a Pokedex entry and I'm trying to determine what that size referring to which regions and what does count and what doesn't count. You know, if their ears are factored into that height, or if you ignore the ears, yada yada. So, Metang is a weird one because as a floating Pokemon like this, you can't really measure off the ground because it can float at whatever height it wants. Its arms are mobile, so this is one of those kind of like rules I was talking about, is how fixed something is. So if they move it around a lot, then usually it doesn't count towards their size, because, like, you know, if you put your arm above your head, we don't say that you're now like 3 feet taller. You're the same height, you just move your arm. So Metang, I would not count its arms if I were just looking at it out of context. I would look at this Pokemon and say that whatever height it has to be referring to, like, the diameter of its center, maybe, would be your best guess. If you're looking, like, if you want to compare it to something like Geodude, because Geodude is a very similar body shape, it's just the height of the center. Now, he's a sphere, so it's kind of like diameter-ish, like, roughly. But because Metang specifically evolves into Metagross, look up, sir. Who does not float. That means that for the sake of Metagross, you do measure from the bottom of its legs, like any other Pokemon that stands on the ground. That for the consistency of the evolution line, then you do have to measure from the bottom of Metang's arms, I think. Now, Metagross is, I believe, 5'3". Now, it's kind of leaning forward, and so I do think that, yeah, if it just stood up straight, if it looked up, look up, sir. Yeah, like as it walks there, compared to me being like a 5'5", 5'7" type of trainer, that checks out, that it's just from the ground to the top of its head. We don't have to measure to the top of its legs, because that's kind of weird. I mean, maybe we measure to the tip of its legs, because that's its highest point. What are you doing? I'm trying to be a Beyblade. Okay, I just want one more picture of me beside its legs. Maybe we do measure to the tips of its legs. I don't know. What do we think, y'all? Because then I think it's about as tall as me. Yeah. You're so difficult, you crazy little pseudo-legendary beast. I don't know. I feel like you just measure to the top of its head, as it stands up tall. That's my intuition here. Maybe you do measure to the tips of its legs, because that's its, like, tallest point. That's a bit of a... I don't want to say it's, like, pedantic. Like, I do want to be accurate, but it's a pretty small difference. Really, like, we have a general understanding of how tall Metagross is. It's not like saying the difference between, like, measuring to the top of its head versus its wingspan or something. That would be a massive difference. But this is borderline insignificant, so I'm fine with that. Cool. So I have quite the haul of photos. Let's maybe take a quick boop-a-doop-a-doop. Today started... Holy moly. Okay, so these are all the photos I took for the thumbnail. And then I guess these are a few that I was just doing for my BBQs. So yeah, this is a lot of photos to sift through. But I think we got some really good ones here. We got a few gems that will definitely help in my research, that will definitely be featured in my videos. This is me and Charizard being the same height. Cool stuff. Oh my god, that looked like he's hugging me. Oh. Squirtle and Chikorita was a cool one to get. So yeah, like that's wild. That's like, if Squirtle's 50 centimeters and Chikorita is it's 211, but in the sake of centimeters. So it's like almost 90 centimeters. So I think that the entire leaf counts as if it were standing like straight up, like tip up. Which is crazy because you hardly ever see chikorita like that. That's such a wild way for them to have measured its height. This is one of my newest fun facts. This like I'm gonna make a short about this because it's just so wild. And then of course we got some good ones of Bulbasaur. Like that's an excellent photo. I love that. And then we got some more with all three of them. That's me and Magneton. That's a pretty good photo. I'm trying to use my C stick to rotate, and I can't because it's a photo. But that's pretty cool. I like that, and I think I don't suppose I have mouse. No, I don't. It's a Switch. But yeah, if you look at like the bottom of Magnemite to the tip of its spring or screw, and then you look at like the bottom of Minior to the tip of its peaks, I think those are both 30. Like that checks out as the way we measure these two respectively. So that's cool. I'm gonna literally whip out a ruler and start measuring on my screen these Pokemon relative to each other. Obviously depth plays a big role in trying to get photos like this. The Magneton is closest to the camera, and it's gonna measure bigger. I know that. That's what makes this challenge hard. But yeah, this is some good stuff. And I'm looking for my Charmander. There it is, little baby Charmander. Oh, how cute is that? And it's right in the center of the frame. You get so many points. How do I... hide. Oh, but that's still the baby one. Where's my bigger Charmander? There we go. Okay. That's a pretty good shot. It's not quite even ground, but I am happy with it. They're lined up. You can see the height differences. And then into the ones we just took. Sweet. So, successful day. Thank you for everybody who's hanging out, and Pat for informing me of some cool stuff. I'm definitely going to check out. I'll see if I can find that woman in Mesagoza, but quite honestly, that's too far to travel often. So like if I have a particular Pokemon that I'm taking pictures of and it seems sus, I'll definitely run to check with her. But in the meantime, I think I'll just find whatever that item is. I'll grind up my BBQs, I'll get BP. I will get that item. It'll be awesome. And I'll also find the starters that we are missing so that the next time we stream we can just get to it, if you will. Not be lost quite so much. But yeah, I got what I wanted to for today. I will stream this again. We'll do the second half. I don't know. Next week, maybe next Friday, maybe sooner if I'm bored, because I had fun. This was fun. And yeah, I hope to see you all there again next time. And if you didn't subscribe to the channel, do. Make sure you do, because then you'll get to see the videos that I make with all of this information when I actually compile it into something cohesive and script out what I'm trying to say to you as I babble on live stream. That's what's going to be in the video, so it'll be fun to watch, I hope. And like the stream, tell YouTube that what I do is good stuff, and see you soon. Have a good afternoon, everybody.